All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Workbench, your resource-rich weekly podcast and newsletter for local service entrepreneurs. As always, Workbench is brought to you by Lead Truffle. Lead Truffle makes sure that you never let another lead go cold. Using website texting and AI voice, converting all of your leads into paying customers with 24/7 AI texting. Continuing on our franchise focus here, excited to be joined by Clinton White, who runs a local franchise. Really excited to dive into it. Now it's BK Packouts, is that right? Is that,
Uh,
is that,
blue,
yeah.
Pretty close. Blue Kangaroo Packouts.
Yeah, Blue Kangaroo Packouts. I'm really excited to dive into your background as a franchisee. So yeah, Clinton, as we get into it, would love to just hear for the audience a little bit about your background yourself, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, of course. Brian, thanks for having me today. It's fun being able to chat. But yeah, I started our operation here in Charlotte about 2 years ago. We started in June 23, but it's been a fun experience so far. As far as my background goes, I've been a serial entrepreneur for some period of time and started a number of different small businesses on my own. And those are concepts I created from scratch. So at this time, felt that I wanted to try to run something with a more established playbook in an industry it's been around for some time and working with partners that have a pretty solid understanding of it. So that was my interest in at least starting a franchise at this time.
And so for Blue Kangaroo Packouts, it's cleaning and restoration services. Dive into a little bit more for the uninitiated exactly what you guys do.
Yeah, of course. A really interesting brand. Little background, Blue Kangaroo Packouts are part of Belfour's franchise group. So there's an entity, Belfour Property Restoration, and that company has an association with a franchise group that has a number of different home services brands that are part of it. We're one of them. So Belfour Property is actually the world's largest property restoration company. And the work that we do in Blue Kangaroo Packouts, again, part of the franchise group, operates in kind of a niche of that space. So we manage just personal property, which we refer to in the business and the industry as contents. And so if you could visualize taking a roof off of a home and then shaking it, all the items that would fall out are contents that are under our purview. So what we do is work with homeowners who've experienced property losses, and that might be a water leak or a fire at their home. We're going to help manage those personal contents in terms of packing them out of the home, cleaning them as required, storing them as required while the property is being rehabilitated. And once that work is completed, we'll bring everything back, reset it in the home as it was before the loss occurred.
Got it. All right. So for those that are thinking about franchising, what has been your getting into a franchise, I should say, what has been your experience as a serial entrepreneur going into a franchise? Do you find the franchisor to be stifling your creativity? Do you love the guidance they give you? What has it been like for you to go into a system with essentially rules that you need to follow?
Yeah, that's a great question. And you bring up the word rules, and there is certainly that. We're we're part of a team. We have to operate to a certain standard and consistency in order to build this brand collaboratively. So from my perspective, I don't really see it so much as rules and constraints. It's just trying to operate within and help further support and build a playbook that can be run consistently across a larger network. So, maybe to expand on that is quite unique by comparison of doing something on your own where, that there are no rules to any of it. And every single day is a complete learning experience because you're doing that all by your own. And the advantage of coming into this franchise network is that you're not alone. You have a larger team back at corporate that has that understanding of how the industry works, how opportunities can be captured. But to an even greater extent, you have all the experience of the operators that are out there with boots on the ground that are learning right there with you and have all kinds of great experiences to share and help you build upon with your own operation. So for me, that's been the real value. I think certainly corporate has helped, but for me, I've gained so much more just learning from the experience of folks that came before me in this industry, started with me, and have started after me. And they all get into unique situations and capture opportunities different than I have. And it's just a great opportunity to learn collaboratively and feel like you're part of a larger network.
What's been the biggest challenge about, sorry, how long ago did you start this franchise location?
Just over 2 years.
Yeah. What's been the biggest challenge over that 2-year period?
Well, I was completely new to this industry, so there's been a little bit of a learning curve. Corporate has helped with that. They have a pretty robust training program, which has been wonderful. But I was new to the Charlotte market, new to restoration. So the greatest challenge for me has been to understand the right language in which, how to communicate effectively in this industry. Because my experience has been it doesn't matter what you're in. You could be in technology or, banking or home services, whatever it might be. The people you interact with on a regular basis, be it their customers or suppliers or partners, there is this language that you have to understand and figure out a way to communicate well and listen well and be able to build trust and rapport and that's the secret sauce, in my opinion, in making it all work. That just takes a moment to figure that out.
What marketing and digital marketing is a focus for me and my software company and for our podcast. What do you see is working for you in your business now in terms of getting new leads in the door?
Another great question. That's probably the $1 million question because you don't have the sales coming in, you don't have the business, and everything grinds to a halt. But within restoration or content specifically, there's three main groups that we work for. Customers are the property owners, and these are the people that we're ultimately serving. But we're actually getting our sales leads from a group of partner companies, and these are the restoration companies that come in to do the rehabilitation work on the homes themselves. So that's who I'm marketing to with my business. And that's a relatively small group here in the metro. I operate in Charlotte, and mostly that's personal selling and regular sales calls and making sure that the folks that we want to support understand our capabilities and how we can serve them and a shared customer in that process.
Yeah. Now, are you guys doing anything on the digital out of home ads, anything like that, or is it all referral?
Well, we do. A lot of that support is supported through corporate, and they run campaigns through Google and through LinkedIn, I think primarily, a couple other sources as well. But most of my efforts are dedicated to just B2B sales activity.
Okay, Clinton, for people that are listening and saying, hey, maybe I want to become a franchisee versus start my own thing, what would you say to them in terms of how to evaluate opportunities and whether that makes sense compared to starting your own thing from scratch?
Well, obviously, in that process, the FTD is going to be a fantastic resource. That's
Hmm.
going to give you some understanding how other operators have performed. But at the end of the day, it's still a gut check. I mean, you got to think about what your interests are, what your skill set is, and how that relates to the business that's in front of you. So for me with Blue Kangaroo, I thought the most attractive element was the very real service opportunity. I mean, we meet folks that are going through some pretty stressful times in their lives with situations that they've never experienced. And that's really satisfying is to be able to offer real value to someone that's having a very tough time and helping them through that in a very detailed, oriented, specific way. And that personally work with my interests. And you kind of got to feed on that because with any business, whether it's a franchise or something you start yourself, it's challenging and you got to find that fuel and the thing that's exciting within you to keep going and push through the challenges you're going to ultimately be working through, whether it's on your own or a franchise.
Yeah, Clinton, love that. Yeah, anything, Clinton, we didn't get to here today that you wanted to cover?
Well, just maybe just continue more about franchising, and leveraging your own strengths and interests.
Yeah.
You are joining a franchise because you want that established playbook. But also, I think it's important, not to discount your own strengths and experiences in life. So there's a lot that you can still apply and still stay within the box, but, stay on the periphery if you have specific skills and see things from your own experience that maybe is a little bit different than what might be directly suggested to you. Obviously, you want to run that playbook to a large extent because there's value there and that work's been done for you and there's not enough hours in the day to do everything. But still, every operator, I think, is going to have that unique toolkit and unique ways of thinking and applying things that, is going to help you realize those opportunities in different ways and ultimately help shape and improve and grow and build the franchise network that you're a part of. So good things all around there.
Yeah. Clinton, love it. For people that want to check out your business or maybe connect with you personally, what's the best place for folks to find you?
I'm on LinkedIn, Clinton White. If you search for Blue Kangaroo Packouts and Clinton White, you'll find me. And our website is Blue Kangaroo Packouts and Packouts with a Z at the end of it.com.
There you go, Clinton. Appreciate you sharing your journey as a franchisee. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Brian. It's fun.